Hi guys, you're with someone, and this is another one of my bullet journaling videos. Today I wanted to show off the prototypes that I've done for my daughter's schooling next year. She goes into year 8. We're in Australia, so year 7 is the beginning of high school. And I noticed that she went through a lot of notebooks and workbooks and just different styles, trying to find what worked for her, trying to find what worked for the school. But they always looked really messy and really unorganised. Now these aren't available for sale, so some of the images on here are images that we've just paid for, like non-commercial licenses. This isn't a for sale video. Some of them we've borrowed, but they're just for personal use, okay? But we did make these books on CreateSpace, which is Amazon, for the single book to be made with this. It's got a lovely soft matte cover. It's colour printing throughout, and for a single book to be made and shipped to me in Australia it was $30, but once I've done one for each subject they should come down to about $5 a book, which is expensive for school books, but not to me when it might make a difference to her education. You know, $5 a book, if it's going to work, it's better than a 90-cent book that goes in the bin. So as you can see, the covers are lovely. I keep feeling them. And so what I've done, let's see, this is the most recent one. They're bullet in style, in writing style, so they've got the dots through there, so it's really easy for her to rule up a graph, rule up a table, anything like that can fit on there. I've also put a calendar. I've done each month, and I've done a chunk of pages, and then little positive quotes and stuff there, and then the next month's calendar. So it's all divided up. At the beginning is the content, so she can fill in if she's changed, say in science, from doing about volcanoes to moving on to doing biology, or whatever that is. I've also included some really high order thinking graphs and tables through there, and the reason I've done that is because I know kids get downtime in the classroom. You know, there's something happening up there but they're bored, and so I'm actually curious to see if she will absorb some of these thinking skills that I've put in here. Quotes like mistakes are proof that you are trying. Things like that that might sink in over the course of a year or over the course of her whole education. I've also included some adult colouring in type pages there, again for those downtimes. Really trying to make the book work for her and work for her class, work for her schooling, you know, things like that. The first one that I did is almost exactly the same, except for I didn't get the bullets right, but I'm going to use this one now as an example of how effective this bullet style. I'll just use one at the beginning. Oh, that's the other thing I did. So for English, I did this bookshelf, so she can fill in the titles of the books she reads throughout the year and fill her bookshelf up with the books that she's been reading. Really a sense of accomplishment that can come through that. So let's see. This is how I imagine the book will be used. So the teacher goes, yep, I want you to rule me up a graph. I want it to be yay big. Bye. Hurry up, no time to lose. Just remembering this is the book that I'm using, that it was deemed a failure. It didn't really, the dots through it didn't really pan out to be neat and clean and, you know, that sort of thing. So, okay, so there's our graph. I'm going to do some information, and I am using texters. talking to me, Miss Aurora? So there's our graph, all drawn up, just a few seconds. It's nice and neat, and how we could write on the lines. The book is a little bit wider than a normal school book because I wanted to make enough room for margins in the printing that I needed to put in there. And she actually sat down and designed the cover and put that image together herself, so there's a sense of ownership there. So that's how I'm hoping she uses this English workbook. I'm hoping that with the maths one I can add in there some really basic instructions on equations that she might need to look back on, you know, times tables, that sort of thing. So I can personalise these books to not just what she needs, but what her class needs and what might be useful in her classroom, and subjects, that sort of thing. She did French this year, she doesn't do it next year, but there was a whole world of things I could have included in her French book. Yeah, so bullet journaling options for a school day, focusing on a teenager and high school needs. Thanks for watching.